G'day and welcome to the Mellow Tiger podcast. My name's Bree, and if you are new here, we also have this podcast, a lot of earlier episodes on Spotify and everywhere else you listen, Apple, so you can go check them out, or you can just start here. Welcome. Glad to have you. Hopefully you stick around. We wouldn't blame you if you didn't, but you should. It's good stuff. My co-host, Jord.
Hello.
Josh.
Mm-hmm.
You've returned.
I have.
Yep.
I'm not going anywhere. What do you mean return?
The bright lights haven't scared you off.
Oh no, they're actually soothing.
They're kind of creepy now, though.
Yeah.
This is our second YouTube episode, but our 36th podcast episode.
Jesus, veterans.
Mm-hmm. We're still fucking dog shit, you know? It's like, look, each
Just
day
another
goes
10
by,
years.
yeah, we're not getting any
This
better.
is one of those we're dog shit, and someone comments, "No, he's great." Are we
No,
fishing for a comment?
No,
Okay.
we'll do that.
Yeah, there's us commenting
We are
on
dog
our own
shit.
page.
They'll say something like, "Oh, she knows what she's talking about." ... when she was saying they're dog shit. Like that's it, pretty much. But we usually do a big episode like last week's episode, The Beast of Bray Road, and then it might take maybe two or so episodes to get round to the next big one because, you know, we got to research and edit and all that.
Bree's got to research and edit.
You do. Jord does sometimes. You've been looking at.
I'm going to pull something huge
Is it the
out.
Wendigo?
The Wendigo.
Yep, Josh is doing one on the Wendigo, so
It's going to be a full episode too.
I'm so excited.
I'm going to take the reins.
Then
I'm ready.
the Wendigo went here. Then it happened, and then it was.
The Wendigo went behind the tree, and the children were like, "Where'd he go? Where did he go? The Wendigo."
Such a don't
I'm
joke.
shoving it into a sentence.
I personally can't wait.
Okay. That's it.
That's it.
That's all the research
I feel-
brought me. It was a terrible joke.
I feel like it's gonna be so hard because we'll be like simultaneously proud of you, but trying so hard not to both tear you down at once.
No,
Like,
I'll just try. I'll
you won't give a
trudge
shit.
through.
Yeah. So these kind of episodes, we usually each choose an article that we've found interesting, disturbing. The one I chose, I don't know if we'll get around to mine because you two are going first, and I've been doing a lot of editing, so the back half of mine is a little bit.
It might be quick.
Okay, well it's fine. We'll make it. We'll draw it out. No.
Editing will do that for you.
So it'll we usually just choose an article. It's neither new nor old, just anything we've come across that has piqued our interest that we think is interesting to talk about that one of us may like. And we usually cover like supernatural, paranormal, cryptid,
crime.
disappearances, mystery. You hate crime. Mine today is crime because I always choose crime because you hate crime, but I quite like it.
It
So.
sounds like a very synergy group. There's a lot of synergy in this group.
I
right
like
now.
everything.
You hate this, I pick it.
I only choose crime that I think you guys like the creepiest, the creme de la creme.
Well, a lot of
like
people
crime.
like. A lot of people like crime.
Yeah,
A lot of chicks. A lot of chicks
Chicks,
love crime.
yeah.
I think it's kind of cathartic because you kind of sit there and
I
and
love
you-
the villains, the bad guys,
No, that's fucking
the murderers.
weird,
Oh, he's
bro.
hot.
I'm
He
pretty.
killed 17 people.
Have you heard of the last?
Without getting detected.
but he
That's
didn't
awesome.
return my phone calls.
Have you seen the last podcast on the left episode? We'll heard it, and they talk all about women who love serial killers.
No.
It's insane.
Well,
like
like serial killer groupies.
yes, like write to them, get married to them, like
Yeah, it's
all of that
crazy.
shit. Like Richard Ramirez.
Yeah.
He was one of those, the Night Stalker in LA.
Yeah.
The women used to come to his trial and swoon, like, over him. And, like, I think Ted Bundy got married at a trial.
Yeah.
Like, he literally got married there in the courthouse. And they just love him. And it's like, have you heard about the things they say? And they reckon Richard Ramirez or, like, Ted Bundy was handsome. And they were not. And Richard Ramirez apparently smelt like he'd been eating cat shit 24/7. Like,
Yeah.
his breath was so bad. And these women swoon. Like, it's nuts. It's insane.
Yeah.
It really is. I don't know what, especially after hearing the absolute awful things that they do.
I've listened to a couple of them. I forget the names of there was the Chicago Rippers one I listened to as well. What they've done to the girls. They picked up the sex workers and
Yeah, what they do to
cut
them.
off the breasts and things like that.
Oh,
Man, it was messed. But out of all of them that I heard, how the law enforcement was so bad back then. They
always
just
so
did
bad.
not care.
Well, they never care about sex workers because they're so trans.
No, but not just that, but like any of the other real people disappearing and dying
Did
too.
you
It's
just say
just
real people?
yeah.
Like sex workers are not
they
real.
come out
Like,
so bad.
you would have made a good cop back in the day.
That's what I went back then. But they said like Ethan, it didn't matter if you were a sex worker or not. They just didn't follow up on things. They're just
Yeah.
like, yeah, that people disappear all the time. It's like,
You want to go do some cocaine about it?
yeah. Listen, I just stamped in. I'm going to stamp out later.
yeah, exactly. Doing
Oh.
the overtime.
The
and that.
cops just sound horrible.
It's also, I find in America, especially, it's quite hard because they have like the different state lines, and once you cross the state line, they don't, like, their systems and everything, I don't know if it's getting better, but they don't communicate with one another. So you could do like a murder in each state.
Oh, you talked about
and
that.
yeah, they don't put it together because it's not like a federal thing.
Yeah.
They have to go and like ask, they have to like literally ring another state up and be like, yo, I've got this thing here. Have you got anything like this? And then they have to send files or whatever. Like,
You hand that over first and I'll hand mine over.
yeah, there's no like universal database where they can be like, yo, this murder has these attributes. I wonder if there's any that match it, because it seems like this is not the first time that person's killed. And a lot of time they say with serial killers, when they catch them and they've like got 7 confirmed kills, they could be up in the 50s, you know what I mean? And they just haven't, because they're either killing sex workers or they're killing in different states, they can't confirm who belongs to them. And like there'd be states that didn't even know about that serial killer or them living there. But a lot of the time, if they're a good detective, they backtrack through where they've lived and then go and contact those areas. And that's how they find the extra people.
Frustrating would that be? You're like right on their toes, about to catch them. You got all this stuff, and then they just over the state line, just on the outside going, hey.
They
come
have to
get
go
me.
find, and then they have to
trying
go
to lasso
find,
him.
or like how frustrating would it be? Because I know like at work, you always have like cockheads that you work with, right? There's always those people that you think, oh my God, like I would hit you with a car if I could.
And if you got none at work, you are that person.
Exactly, 100%. If you meet an arsehole in the morning, you've met an arsehole. If you meet an arsehole at lunch, you've met an arsehole maybe again. If you meet one in the evening, you're probably the arsehole. Like if you keep meeting arseholes, you're probably the problem.
Are these people that work at a strip joint?
What do you mean?
They're meeting arseholes at breakfast and lunch.
Not like
metaphorically.
metaphorically.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
Yeah.
Go on.
It was just, that fell so flat. I'm just going, should we all just sit with how flat that fell for a second?
I've had an hour's sleep.
Yeah, true. That's fair. Josh has just come off night shift.
I'm warming up.
That's fair. You take all the time you need. You're our
Really?
smoking gun
Okay,
of
thank
comedy. But they'll say a lot of the time, like you'll get cops that will go to another cop and be like, yo, this is my case file. Can I see your case files? And they're like, I would never give you my case files. Give me your case file. You know, it becomes like a dick measuring contest because you've always got that cocksucker that cares more about like the prestige.
Like Pokemon trading
Then
cards. I'll trade you some info for that info.
Yeah, they care more about like them making themselves look good on this possible case than they do about actually solving the case.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, I'm surprised half the crimes that got solved, to be honest.
Imagine the ones that didn't get solved. Like, they've just gone by. There'd be massive amount of them.
Huge. And it could be something as simple as like egos. Just to someone who's super egotistical and the other person gives up. Fucking men. Dick swinging.
Well, how come it's always the men? Maybe it's the girls that get away the most because I don't hear much about the
now
girls.
you care about women. Yeah, now
when
you're
they're coming for me.
Now you're a feminist.
No,
What
I mean the
about
girls
the
that
women?
are out there murdering. I mean,
Dude,
let's 50-50 it up. I mean,
the
more men
girls-
get locked up. Let's bring up the girl murderers. Let's make them up if we
I
have
can
to.
do that today. My article is actually about that. And it's
Oh, thank God.
horrific.
The girls that do it.
This is one woman in particular, and it is horrific what she did to this poor man. You're going to just be like, ooh.
Just take half your shit.
Physically, yes.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yes.
Oh.
Do you want me to go first? I can just whip out a quick banger.
go for it.
Okay.
We're on the
Why
crime thing,
not?
so let's just
Yeah,
keep
let's
going.
rip it off like a band-aid.
So Josh, do you know when I saw this, I was actually thinking, oh, giving Josh what he wants finally, one evil woman,
Equality.
but like a quality evil woman. Did you say quality? As it, I was like,
Without the E?
did you just
A
touch
quality
on,
woman.
Did you just touch on a deep-seated insecurity of mine? Is this to do with the podcast quality?
I'm
You
trying
don't
to
like what I'm
trigger you,
doing?
and it's
I
not
know.
the same anymore.
It did work. Yeah, because you actually did. No. Okay, so mine, originally, I looked into this because I thought this woman had like a fucking hilarious name. So her last name is Schabusiness.
Is her first name Nanya? Oh, no, it doesn't make sense with the sh there.
Yeah, I know.
Nanya Schabusiness.
No, it kind of does, yeah.
It does.
Her first name's Taylor and her name's Taylor Schabusiness. And it's just, that should be illegal. I'm sorry, it should be. You should not be allowed to have the last name Schabusiness.
Don't worry about what she done.
Worry about her last name.
This is like one of the worst crimes I have heard of in a long time. To the point where I'm like, will this get us like demonetized? But let's see. And this also, I would like to start by saying that
That's a risky shot.
Yeah. I welcome to Wild Side. I would like to start by saying that these events that we're discussing are historical events. They have happened, and this episode is for educational purposes. So we're just informing you of some events that have happened that are historical events, educational purpose, YouTube. So this is another one set in Wisconsin.
Really?
Yep, this happened in Wisconsin, so it is like turning out to be one of the wilder states. So 25-year-old Taylor Schabusiness was convicted of one of the most disturbing murders the state of Wisconsin has ever seen. And that's saying something when you consider Wisconsin is also home to Ed Gein and
fucking werewolf.
Oh, I remember him.
and Jeffrey Dahmer.
Wasn't he the one that made belts out of nipples and stuff? Ugh.
Dahmer's
Definitely
familiar too. I
fucking
think I
his
heard
mum.
a podcast on him. Yeah.
Jeffrey Dahmer, you know who Dahmer is, right? He got really popular. They did a Netflix special on him. He murdered. He was gay and he murdered a bunch of like gay guys, and he like cut out their parts and put it in the fridge, like green stuff, and then cannibalized them.
Yeah,
as
I always
well.
forget the names of these guys, but I've heard the stories.
He's like disgusting, and this one gives him a run for his money. So the victim, 24-year-old Shad Therian, had been in a sexual relationship with Schabusiness when on February 21st, 2022, Schabusiness killed him during sex and then gruesomely dismembered his body, leaving his mutilated head in a bucket for his mum to find.
Fucking hell.
I could think of worse ways to go.
Yeah. So they were just hooking up. So they'd met through a mutual friend, and they kind of like they enjoyed using drugs together and like just like hooking up. They weren't in a relationship. They were just like friends with benefits kind of thing. So on the night of the murder, Schabusiness picked Therian up from his mother's house, and together they went to a friend's place to get high. While there, Schabusiness says they smoked weed and meth along with shooting up trazodone.
Jesus Christ.
Which is apparently like an antidepressant or like a sleep aid. So I don't know how that works. I don't know why you'd be shooting up antidepressants, but I guess it must do something. They then returned to Therian's mother's house, where they went down to the basement and began engaging in.
So he lives in his mum's basement.
I don't know if he lives in the basement, but they went down to the basement and began engaging in like sexual acts. So Schabusiness and Therian were using metal chains on one another, so they'd wrapped it around each other's necks.
Oh, God.
When Schabusiness went off the absolute rails and began choking Therian so intensely and violently, he began turning purple and coughing up blood. So she continued choking him regardless, resulting in his death by asphyxiation. So she killed him and kept going. So Schabusiness continued having sex with Therian, very aware he was now dead, later stating that she had found it very enjoyable. She then like used toys on him and herself while he was dead. Are you laughing because you're uncomfortable?
I'm thinking at the end of it, she's just like, I didn't know he was dead.
No,
like we just done a choke thing, and all of a sudden, shoving that that lamp up his butt, and he didn't say no.
Yeah, she was like, oh, I wasn't sure that he was not like when I tell you he's very obviously dead.
She knew what she was doing and enjoying it.
She removed his head.
Yeah, so that's when you.
Yep.
Yeah.
She started. She stayed there, dismembering him and mutilating him for 2 hours, maybe 3, 2 to 3 hours. She suspected, and she was like, I won't go too far into it just because of YouTube, but she was like cutting up parts of his body and like putting them. Like she put his head in a bucket and she used a bread knife for all of it. She put his head in a bucket. Like she put, she cut up parts of his torso, like arms, everything and she captured like his blood in a tote, like a bag.
She's full on fucking
Yep,
batshit crazy.
I don't think
You reckon?
Yeah.
Well, this is the thing. So she did all this and she left like blood, like she left it all there. Like she cut off his penis and put it in like another case with some other body parts. Like she fully did that and then just left the house covered in blood. And she said she purposely put the head in a bucket for his mum to find. Like she wanted his mum to find the head of her son, which is just insane. And then she left. She was living in her minivan at the time. And then the mum obviously found him, called the cops.
She would have
and
been
everything.
coming downstairs going, "Where's that butter knife I lent you?" I'm like, "Duh!"
Imagine that. But it was actually a bread knife, I will clarify.
Oh, bread knife.
Yeah.
Oh.
It wasn't a butter knife. So awful. And if you go onto YouTube and if you're like really interested, the channel Law and Crime cover it, and they have everything from like interviews with her from the cops. I watched a bunch of interviews, but I take hypnotics to sleep, so I forgot everything. That's like the one thing that I can't. It just gives me complete brain, like I don't have any memory. Like I'm fine at the time, but the next morning I don't remember anything. So I did all this research and I don't fucking remember any of it.
This is pretty messed up though.
What, this thing?
What you're doing?
What, taking hypnotics?
Not remembering it.
Oh no, that's a
Hypnotoad.
Oh no, it's a common side. It's a common side effect.
Okay, it's fine.
It's fine.
As long as other people, it's happening.
It's like I'm normal at the time. Like when it happens, like.
Do you remember being normal?
Dan will tell me I'm normal. I know that I'm normal at the time. I don't. At the time, I'm like, ooh. But it's just an hour. So I'll take this, and an hour after I take it, from taking it in an hour after, I don't remember that period of time.
Yeah, right.
Just for an hour, roughly, give or take. No memory of it, which is weird because I usually have really good memory. But
That's my alibi.
no, like legit. It's like the equivalent of American like Ambien. So I have to take it because I have really terrible insomnia, like very bad since having Meadow. Super bad insomnia. Don't sleep till like 3 a.m., 4 a.m. and I have to get up at like 6 a.m. with the kids. So I take this and then I'm out like a light and then I wake up. It's not like rest of it. You know how rest of it can make you feel really tired the next day and hungover?
Never had it.
Have you?
I had rest of it.
You?
For the first time only like a couple of weeks ago.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
But you guys work night shifts and stuff. I would have thought that you would be all up in rest of its gym.
We're men. We sort of just trudge on through and cry when no one's looking.
And cry yourself to sleep.
Yeah.
That's how you do it. Oh,
Yeah.
I should have thought of that one.
Yeah.
What do you?
Tears are the best.
What did
Tears
you
are the
think of
best.
it?
I liked it.
It works well, but the next morning, do you feel a bit like?
No, because I only took a half a tablet, and the next morning I woke up and felt like I had a good night's sleep. I was still a little bit groggy, but I woke up fine.
That's good. Usually I'm fine, but I think because I'm so tired from the kids that I wake up and I just feel even more tired. But this other stuff doesn't do that.
But you got your sleep though.
Oh
Or
yeah.
you just wake up feeling groggy.
Yeah. Sometimes usually I wouldn't, but because I was so tired from the kids, rest of it was doing that. So I tried this stuff and it's really good. And I don't take it every night. It's only if I'm like, usually I think it's because to do with like ADHD and that. If I'm working on something, especially like the podcast, I'm editing and I'm really into it. I'm like buzzing. Then I look down, I'm like, oh shit, it's 11 o'clock. Like I need to go to bed. And then you're like in bed like.
Yeah. Yeah,
like,
I know what you're talking
yeah,
about.
you just can't. You're so
You can't switch
wired.
off.
You can't
Your
switch
brain
off.
just keeps
Yeah.
going.
And it takes till like 3 a.m. Like literally, I'll stay in bed from 11 to 3, not look at my phone, nothing, just lay there rolling around.
Yeah.
Do you know there's something about scientific about that? Like you don't have the gene. It's like genetics. You don't have the gene to help you fall asleep at night.
That was evolutionary, so that you would be the person that would do night shift. Like you
stay
would
awake.
guard the village sort of thing of a night because you do like the 11 p.m. to like 4 a.m. shift or something like that because you were.
There's no shift work back then even.
Yeah.
But you were like
Yeah.
evolutionally like wired to be able to stay up at
So
night.
I'm an
and
owl. I'm a
protect.
night owl.
I'm a night owl.
Yeah,
100%.
so am I.
I can't.
Yeah.
But I can't sleep during the. I can't even nap.
Yeah,
Because I feel like I'm
can't nap
wasting
either. I
time. So I'm getting,
can't.
like you said, 3 hours sleep, and I just walk around all day going, I fucking hate everyone.
Our genetics are fucked, hey. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like they should have had to, mum and dad should have had to have, like, applied to have
It's the
children.
dairy farm gene. It's just like long hours long.
The dairy farmer gene, they're all kind of very the same, if you know what I'm saying. We got a few genes that kind of cross over a
Don't
little
fit.
bit. Just, my uncle's kind of my grandpa. Like, no.
He's also here right now.
So anyway, getting back to it, she was like, this woman, Taylor Schabusiness, she was getting interviewed by the detectives and like literally she's in the room and she's kind of like, oh my God, I hate this outfit. And she's in like a yellow zipped up kind of like sperm suit because when they found her, she was covered in blood from Therian.
Yeah.
So they'd had her in this zipped up sperm suit, I'm assuming to preserve evidence, or maybe they took it off her and that's all they could give her to wear. And I'm like, bitch, you were going to jail for a very long time. You are not going to like the outfits in there. But that's what she cared about.
She was a space cadet.
No, but then
No?
No.
That's the norm.
She was a psychopath. So they take her in there and then they're trying to kind of figure out, like, you'd have to be insane, right, to do this. But she actually ended up getting sentenced to like life in prison. They tried to the insanity appeal. She even attacked her own lawyer. Like, you need to look this up if you're interested in
But do
crime.
you think about what she done? That has to be life because someone like that, you wouldn't trust that mental stability out there to just go and do that la-di-da.
Well, I thought for sure that's insanity.
She's learned a
right?
lesson,
She
let
would-
her go.
Yeah, right. No, but insanity, they don't let you plead insanity. It's kind of worse. You get sent to like a mental institution for life. So it's like, do you get sent to a mental institution for life or do you get sent to jail for life? That's what the pleading insanity is. I don't know which one's worse, to be honest.
Well, I would say the jail. I'd still go to the mental institution and just,
I think it's
play pranks on the rest of the.
I think it depends on where you get sent to a lot of the time.
Sit next to the guy that doesn't like the loud noise. Bah!
I think I'd go around with balloons.
Or go to
popping on
jail and get thrown over, drop the soap.
I think I'd rather go to the
Mental one,
mental
yeah.
asylum.
Just take the piss out of everyone.
I feel like the same things that would happen in the mental institution if you get a bad one are probably pretty similar to prison, really.
Oh,
The only difference is you're probably not getting lobotomized anymore.
When was this?
This was 2022.
no, that's
So
fine.
recently,
Yeah, that's
she's
fine.
I think she only got convicted at the start of 23.
Okay.
So life in prison, she attacked a lawyer, so they had to give her a new lawyer. And then they try to be like, oh, judge, because you saw her attack the lawyer, we want you to, I think it's, I can't remember what it's called, but they would step down and get a new judge because it will change the way you see her. And I think he was like, no, I'm good.
I think I know what I'm doing.
I think the fact that she put like his head in a bucket for the mum to find, like, I don't think that's gonna change my view of her character. Her attacking the judge. She's
I don't think swapping judges is gonna help.
No, right? So and then in the interview, she like laughed and she was kind of like, you know how you see them sometimes and the cops like have to be nice to you because they're trying to get information out of you. So they're just like, oh, okay, so like, where'd you put
Tell us everything. We'll look after you. Like,
or more just like not treating it like it's absolutely batshit crazy that she did that. And he'd be like, okay, so like you used the bread knife, okay. So and then where were you were there, okay. And so they do the questions and she'd be like, yeah, no, I used a bread knife to remove his head. And they're like, okay, so where did you put it after that? Like, you know what I mean? They're not like, oh my God, you're a psycho. Like
throwing up in the room.
Yeah. 100%.
It's so bad.
But she would be like, yeah, and then I cut myself. And I was so annoyed with myself for cutting myself kind of vibe. Like, she was just like that. And then they said they could tell that there was some sort of premeditated vibe. So it wasn't like she just snapped away. It was on high on drugs and snapped it. Right. She kind of had planned this a little bit.
Yeah.
So that's how they got her. Was like, you're not just like, yeah, it's psycho to do that. But she knew the difference between right and wrong.
Yeah.
So that's the difference with insanity. People just do things and they don't care about like what happens in the end to themselves or anything. She knew the difference between right and wrong and she premeditated his murder and she still did all that.
Yeah.
Like it is... Yeah, Law and Crime channel on YouTube. It's so many videos on it, and it's so just wild.
But she didn't try to get away with it. Like she didn't try to run anywhere or anything.
Well, I think she thought the insanity plea would work. I think people get dumb, and she was saying that she was trying to tell them that she was in a relationship with Jeffrey Dahmer, and in the months leading up to the murder, she'd been writing to Jeffrey Dahmer, or she was in a relationship. But he died in 1994. Like he was killed in jail. Or prison, rather.
Well, she's obviously mental then. So.
But I think she was trying to make it look like she was, maybe. Or that's why she did it. Jeffrey Dahmer just got in my head. But they were like, no, there's no way. Like, I think they were out for blood too. Because it was... I personally have never heard of a murder that bad from a woman.
It's pretty messed up
for a man even. Like,
that's what like for a man, that's hectic. High level awfulness. So for a woman to
I would never cut another man's dick off.
Would you not?
Ever.
That's good to hear.
That's the bro code. Never cut another dude's dick off.
The bar is so low.
Or high.
Just never cut another man's dick off.
Yeah, just don't do it.
I don't think a lot of people are like
do it now.
Are physically capable of that though. You know what I mean?
Like anything like that. I couldn't
We've
cut
done some hectic
off.
stuff on the farm with animals, like dismemberment or
Well,
whatever.
that sounded so bad.
No,
Like
nothing
made out with a
sexual.
cow.
No, absolutely not. Well, I can't vouch for you two, but I certainly did not. But to think of doing that to another human being, no, I don't.
No, there's got to be something not right in the brain. Like the wiring's not all
100%.
Right.
You can't.
Or I know you can't blame drugs and alcohol for things, but did she get high enough with all that shit they took where she just phased out and just didn't give a fuck?
She knew what she was doing.
Yeah.
But that's like you say, the angle of though, to be able to be capable of doing that, something ain't right.
No. Yeah, something deep down is there. It was always going to,
That's why they went with psychopath. But yeah, that was my story.
Cool.
Heck,
I'm not sleeping tonight.
Can you imagine? Like it's kind of
like touches me. Get away from it. She's cutting loads of bread.
She's got the bread knife.
What's wrong, Josh? My head just turns it into some like, guilty.
You see so many people though, like husbands usually that murder their wives and their kids or whatever, and it's just like as a wife or like even as a husband, you don't marry someone suspecting they're capable of that, right?
No.
Like this person that just got murdered by their husband or wife never thought that they could do that. So then it does make you kind of like look over your shoulder and be like, what are people capable of?
Well, like
she's kind of psycho, but man, is she hot.
Yeah,
it's a crazy hot scale.
That's a good 10. Yeah, I got a good 10 years out of it before she murdered me and cut my willy off.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, nice.
I like to think I'm just really funny. That's why Daniel hangs around. He's got the face, I got the personality. That's how we work that out.
You're like you got a big one of those blankets. You got a blanket over him with the whole, what is it called? The Mexican blankets? What are they? Ponchos.
A poncho.
Is it ponchos? You know those blankets, and you're in the back just talking for him. Say this. He's like, he just starts talking. The guy's got 4 legs.
Who would like to go next?
I will, because mine's never as good as yours.
You can go.
I'm
next
talking
if
it
you want.
down, so then people are like, no, it was better.
No, you go.
Are
for
you
it.
fishing?
Now listen, I got paper
That's fine.
because
Josh.
I've done it at work, and I actually bought a
You did?
not an iPad because I'm tight ass and cheap, but like there's another brand for it anyway, so I'm going to start putting it on that.
Samsung?
No, it's like a Samsung brand. What is it? It's the Novo. No,
I don't speak poor people. Sorry.
okay.
Yeah, it's not coming through.
It's actually just picking up.
All I'm hearing is change.
I'm hearing
Well, I bought a little one, and it's
just hearing moths flying around your pockets.
they're escaping.
A Novo.
They're my prize breed.
Don't worry. Look at the case on my iPad. Do you know how much iPad cases cost?
How much?
Like $140
You just lost
from
money.
case to Fi.
Yep. Just spent that on all the beer I drink.
This is what I mean. I'm not buying a new case. This iPad's like 5 years old. It ain't happening. Everything I own is so old. So you got a Novo.
I don't know even if it's a Novo.
It'll probably
Is it
be
just like a
completely
notebook or
different.
something?
It's a cheap version of an iPad, but it's
Yeah.
I like the ones that are like not as big and square, but
I don't like when they're as
it's
big
like
and productive.
it's like
as
cut up
yours.
yours across the line and then shorten it a bit. It's like a big sort of
Like a mini, an iPad mini.
yeah. I don't know what that. I've never seen that before.
It's
Just
just like
a small?
half the size of this.
Yeah, just a small.
Yeah.
mini.
That would have been a great description. Just point it and go.
I don't even know
"That's
what an iPad
smaller."
mini is. I don't get out enough. I have paper from a tree.
It's fine.
Right on. Let me get it out.
I don't
Jeez,
know
I
why
feel
you're
like I'm
always
doing
like
it
so embarrassed by it. It's
because it's pretty bad. How does it look on the? It's actually
no
not
one's
too
gonna
bad. It's pretty
care.
good.
No one gives a shit.
Yeah, I'm reading from the palm of my hand.
People like comment to the comments so quick. What a piece of shit.
What a piece of shit.
And
Buy
comment
something
judgment a
new. I
little bit.
did buy. I'm using it. I'm going to start using my computer for tippity tapping it.
I'm so
And
excited
it's going
for
to.
you.
It's even got when I bought it, it come in a box that had all kids' photos on it. So it's obviously a kids sort of version.
You look like a giant using it, aren't you?
Well, selling it towards the children because of how cheap it was, and for games and
Yeah.
kids tube. And I was like, I'll take that. That's $400 cheaper than that.
I'm excited to see this happen because personally, I know how hard it is, like with ADHD, to be really excited about something, and then you get halfway through it and you go, "Wait a second, I hate this now."
I hated it.
Like the
It's
excitement,
different and
yeah,
everything.
the excitement
It's
has
slow.
worn off. But like just in general, just writing about articles, like you read, like I read the Beast of Bray Road, and I was like, that was sick, and I started writing about it, and I was like, I want to do literally anything else
That's
now.
what I'm
Like,
afraid because I've done the reading and all that, and I'm ready to start putting the Wendigo on a paper, and I'm like, how am I going to do that?
just have
Because
fun
it'd be at
with
my
it.
computer, I'm like, gaming.
Exactly.
I'm
You're
not going to
just
sit
gonna
there and go, yeah, fucking the Wendigo.
I
What
Get writer's block straight
Yeah.
away. Just like shit.
am I going to call this? It's like Wendigo. Fuck it.
I'll do that, and I'll be like on the iPad, I'll be like, oh, I'll start writing, and then I finish a sentence, I'm like, I've ruined myself, and start looking at like glitter Crocs for Junie or something, like
Yeah.
just something completely.
Like I'm bad. Like I
unrelated.
wouldn't have even read. I would have done this at work, and I wouldn't even proofread it. So I've probably written shit down that doesn't make sense. But hey,
It's a bit of spice, or a bit of spice in there.
no, I didn't. There's no spice.
It'll be fine.
Well, this one's about the Wakehurst Parkway ghost. Now, this is a mate about a year ago told me to research this one, have a look at it. It's kind of cool. It's close to home. It's in Sydney,
Okay.
so it's near the French's Forest, around 25 kilometres north of the middle of Sydney. Is a road named Wakehurst Parkway. So it's like a highway, like a little stretch of road.
Okay.
It's dark. There's not many lights and all that sort of stuff. So it's
What
just
suburb is it in?
it's just north of Sydney somewhere.
25
Near,
so
near
like
Manly, sort of up that way. That's not Manly.
Penrith, maybe?
No,
Blacktown?
Penrith's west.
Yeah, Penrith's west.
Is it?
Yeah,
Blacktown?
Manly's north of Sydney. Manly's like across you take the ferry from.
Yeah,
the,
the
Oh,
northern
I don't know
beaches.
what I'm thinking west.
yeah, well, you're
Sorry,
tricking
I'm
me
an
now.
idiot.
I agree with you for a
I'm
second.
so
I'm like,
sorry.
wait a minute,
I'm
I'm
so
disagreeable
sorry. Yeah,
person.
you-
I
you're
hate
right.
confrontation. You're right.
No, I'm
You're
so
right. It's not Penrith.
I've got the facts right in front of me, but you're correct.
I'm fucking
It's the
stupid.
Panthers.
Like
The
Bond-
paperwork.
Bondi.
This is why your Apple doesn't. So it is well known for its dark and scary atmosphere because of its many fatal car crashes. Probably
Okay.
because it's dark. Maybe put a light there. I don't
But you
know.
got headlights. Not everywhere is.
You do, but headlights don't help. You know what it's like at work.
Mm.
If you don't have a lighting plant where you're going, if you're just driving along, headlights are great for where you're
You
going.
can't
But
see
shit can
shit.
just
What
come
about
out.
country
Yeah.
roads?
It's,
Oh,
it's the
'cause
same.
it's a
Yeah, you just got to
city.
switch
'Cause
on.
it's a
You just
ci-
got to.
But it's a city.
Yeah, but if kangaroo jumps out, hit you from a. There's a lot more crashes in the like fatal crashes in the country road, I would imagine, because they're going faster and it's darker and harder. I just made that up. I don't know. It's just what I think.
That's fine.
Anyway, we're off topic.
Continue.
Turns out there are a lot more darker and scary roads out there than this one, but this one's haunted. It also has a history of being a dumping ground for Sydney murder victims.
Really?
Yeah, apparently. I don't know.
Like just on the side of the road?
Yeah, just like
Okay.
because it's so dark. I
And
guess.
everybody
Oh, yeah,
knows
no
it.
one can see, like no one is patrolling it, no one can see number plates, whatever.
Yeah.
You just push your body out and
Yeah,
keep
I guess so.
going.
Yeah,
It's just
and
known.
because if it's dark, I'm assuming it never described it in terms of like density of housing or anything. So I'm assuming it's less housing, less buildings, less if
More
it's dark.
rural,
Yeah, more
kinda.
rural
Okay.
part of Sydney. So, so now where Wakehurst Parkway meets Warringah Road, there have been a lot of stories for many years of a lady in white hanging around like a bad smell. So there's a lady, just these
They're
folklore.
always in white.
Yeah, because they're easy to see, I guess. The dark ones never get seen, but they're there.
True.
Yeah, the black dresses.
got
Like,
that-
oh, I can't haunt that guy.
They picked her again?
Yeah. Yeah.
You have to wear high vis when you die, and then
Yeah,
you'll be
exactly.
seen more
With
often.
a lollipop.
Stop.
So the head says haunted to not haunting. You can continue on with life. So the story is she's a lady named Kelly who normally appears in your vehicle late at night while traveling the road, mainly after midnight. So she actually appears like in your car.
How do you know their name?
Kelly, because I don't know. We'll get
Sorry,
into it, I
sorry,
think.
sorry,
Like I
sorry.
said, I wrote this a long time
Sorry.
ago. No, don't be sorry. These are valid questions that I just cannot
You
answer.
just,
Wait,
you
This
just
is why I
drive,
do research.
You're just driving, then all of a sudden she's just in
Yeah,
the
in the back seat like a
That's
corridor.
creepy.
I'm Kelly. That's how you know.
Can I suck your dick?
So it is said that if you don't somehow let her know that you don't want her there, she will use telekinesis to turn your car off the road and crash. And that's why they reckon there's something to do with how many crashes there. So they
Can
blame it on her.
telekinesis do that?
Yeah, you can. That's what you can
Oh,
turn the
yeah,
car off. Or,
That's right.
Yeah. So other stories talk about how unsuspecting drivers drive right through her. Horse carts and bikes go through, seeing a body lying on the road, and next second it's gone. I guess that's what a hit and run person would say.
Yeah.
Wasn't there? I want to turn around and just a ghost.
There, 1 minute, gone to
Yeah,
next.
you're under arrest. So the ghost scene, a lot of people think she's sort of dressed, she's in the white, dresses a bit like a nun with a hat and all that.
Like a habit.
Like a nun, sorry.
Nuns
The
wear
hat.
habits.
A habits. Oh, I'm sorry.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
called a habit.
Oh.
That's
Yeah.
why it's like what's the one that Whoopi Goldberg's in? You know the one Whoopi Goldberg's in. There's like
I know what
three
you're
of
talking
them.
about, but I don't know the name of it because I
It's,
never watched it. I started to and I was like, this is
I have
not
to. I
fun.
really have to Google it because
Do it.
It'll be like it's something.
Oh, it's
You know what it is?
Yeah.
Whoopi Goldberg.
it's Goodna.
Whoopi what?
Couldn't give a fuck.
I have to do this.
No, I mean I want to know now too. But it was an old movie. I remember as a kid. It come on.
Sister Act.
Oh no, that does
Still
not.
Yeah.
bring
So
up
it's
any-
like-
Still doesn't.
I thought
Okay.
it was going to trigger something. I was like, yeah, that's it.
It's like they say Sister Act 3 back in the habit. That's how I know it's a habit.
Back. Oh, okay.
Because it's like a play on words. Like it's a bit habitual. It's a habit.
She wasn't your proper nun.
I'm just
though,
like
was she? She was
completely
funny.
derailing you.
She was fun. No, this is fine. I'm totally fine. My paper. So this one is controversy because back in 2001, a taxi driver named Hla U stopped at a red light while parked at the traffic lights. He felt a presence enter his cab onto the back seats.
Because you got to pay
Yeah.
if you want to be in here.
Yeah, that's right. Cab, yeah, cab. But it's reserved. It's dark. There's no one here. You're actually driving. Reserved. Goes back to sleeping and talking to his family on his phone. But it says back in 2001, but I read an article where it says it's 2010. So it's sort of mixed reviews on what year it was. But anyway, we'll go with 2005. We'll just go in between.
Oh, just
Straight back in the middle, yeah.
So
You're just
2005.
going to average out.
Yeah.
Doesn't everybody average things out? Everybody wins or everybody loses in the end. It's a fair slice of fucking cake.
It's not quite how it works when you try and provide factual
Yeah, but I just said I don't know.
information. That's okay.
So it might not be. That's factual.
So I'm reporting on this, and don't come for me because I don't know.
This is all made up. I had a dream of sleepwalking.
So back in the 2000s.
Yeah, in the early 2000s, well, maybe to late two. His name was Hla, and he
Yep.
averaged out his year. According to Hla U's blog, The Dark Pathway, so he'd done a bit of. So this is a quote on what he said. He said, there was a grey silhouette of a thin young woman in the mirror, apparently sitting on the middle rear seat and sort of staring straight back at me. So he's looked in that rear mirror and she's like just doing like a silhouette lady staring back at him. Like he can see her.
Hey,
And,
you.
yeah. Why is the meter still running? We're at the lights. This is what we do. So she was in a white gown and a headdress like a Christian nun. Sorry, habit. They said headdress.
Don't worry about it.
You get a bad habit of pointing things
So
out.
I'm so sorry.
I couldn't really see her face clearly, just the shape of her face and her deep green eyes. Yes, the sad green eyes, but she was definitely real and sitting there and staring back at me at that precise moment. I slammed the brake hard. He said, old Falcon shook violently on her fore.
She went through the windscreen.
He like described, dangerously veered off to the left, skidded noisily on the gravel-covered shoulder, and came to a sudden screeching stop before a big gum tree. The fucking
So she tried to kill him.
Whoa, man! I saw it too.
You're gonna have to pay for this front yard damage.
That was whack, man.
Yeah.
They're high as
high
shit
on the gum leaves.
with chlamydia.
He's just sitting there chewing the gum lip, just staring at the car.
So you want to have unprotected sex? No, thank you. It's not you, it's what you got. I know it's not that type of...
Yes.
Or is it? I don't know.
What do you think it's...
They went to a club and... So, so when he looked in the mirror again, she was gone, vanishing into the cold, thin air, instantly filled with the familiar smell of burning rubber and overheating brakes from what he'd done, obviously. And I turned my head around and saw no one in the back of my cab. So she was there. It's like one of those horror movies you see where it's like you see someone that quickly makes you jump and then you look around, they're just gone.
Jump scare.
Jump scare, yeah, in a car back in the 2000s.
So jump scare, but without the S and the E. Do you get it?
No.
Car?
Yes, because it's in a car.
Spelling.
Yeah, but isn't
no
that,
one,
isn't
no
that
one.
care?
I said without the S and the E. Jump.
Oh, shit.
Jump
I
car.
didn't hear the E
No
part.
one. No one.
Yeah, jump car. Right, yeah, we had to think a bit about it. So
Yeah, it was
ruined
shit,
it.
I know,
It's
it was
good
shit.
now. So my chest was pounding fast with my heart almost in my throat as the blood rushed into my head. Now don't we always have blood now?
That's a lot of anatomy
That's
going
a
on
lot-
there.
Yeah.
Maybe he meant he's like the head of his penis because she was attractive.
Yeah,
He was like, "What? You gonna do that to me, girl? Where
it
you
was
going?
a short white gown. It was a short white gown.
Come back here."
Yeah. He didn't know much about her face because he wasn't looking there. So he had prickly goosebumps all over my body, reminding me of our belief back home. Folks back home believe that anyone who died of violent deaths, turning page. I know you guys don't have to. Return in the wandering spirits, stuck forever in purgatory, and you feel their presence nearby by having goosebumps all over your body. That night was the last time I ever drove alone on the Wakehurst Parkway. Now that's putrid taxi. If that's the long way around, they're going to get more money. If he's got to take the short round and make less cash,
So he must have been really
scared.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've heard that a lot actually with
About
like
taxi drivers, they do it all the
No.
time. No.
Let me clarify. I've heard that a lot with Ghost, that if they suffered a particularly violent death, that's what kind of
Yeah.
keeps them hanging around.
Purgatory. I always thought purgatory was another place between, but I guess it could be purgatory if you're still here but not here.
Purgatory is just usually when you're stuck somewhere.
Yeah, you haven't gone
So
on,
it can
or
be
you're not
used
here.
as that, like,
Neither
yeah.
nor there.
You're not moving on and you're not going backwards. You're
Yeah,
just stuck.
That's like some people,
Like a treadmill is purgatory.
Gettysburg,
Mhm.
like where there was that real violent. They say when they go there, they can actually, you can feel it.
Mm.
Like you can feel it in the air, like just the sadness and
Yeah.
the creepiness of it. Like it's a different feeling altogether.
Fuck that.
I feel like you can kind of get that sometimes at like mum and dad's house, like when we were growing up. That sometimes it was just a vibe like everyone that had died in that house.
I never had that, but I always had the old lady who talked to me when I had my panic attacks at night.
That was that
and-
great. Oh, that just
And I was always terrified of
over that.
mum and dad's bedroom down the end of the house.
I didn't like mum and dad's
It
bedroom.
was dark, scary. You were never allowed in there.
Your bedroom was the one where everyone died. That's where our great grandfather Tom died. So he was in a car accident. I found that in the newspapers.com article. He was
Yeah.
in a car accident and he died from shock.
So I slept in a grave.
And he died in your room.
And there was an old lady that died in the house, and she was
That's
always in there.
Nita. That was our great grandmother. That's Pa's mum.
She full on fucking, like I said, I'm not a I'm a bit of a skeptic more than anything, but
Mm.
she fucking tapped me on the shoulder and said, "Excuse me," and then sort of looked out the window.
You should tell that story. Like,
No, I don't want to be one of
We
those
did.
guys.
Remember
that
we
people,
did?
Oh,
No,
did I? I
remember
did
we
too.
had this whole podcast
oh, we did
on
too.
spirits
Yeah.
and ghosts and everything that we've experienced, and
Yeah.
it disappeared. It's the only time
Oh,
we've ever
that's
had issues.
fucking right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in this because this house is like what built in the late 1800s.
Another graveyard. There's
Just
just people
it's-
fucking dying everywhere.
But it literally is. But if you go next door, and I found out after Pa passed away, when all like the aunts and uncles and dad and everyone were together, that like Pa's uncle, I think it was, he was on the beaches of Gallipoli or something like that. And he ended his own life in a shed over there with some rope, if you know what I'm saying. In a house
I'm
where
so
we
happy
grew
I'm
up.
only finding out about some of these things now. Imagine-
Yeah.
There's so many. They're like, you know what I mean? So there would be times like that where you'd be in the house and you'd just be like, yo, like, ooh, I don't feel like something just, like it just felt a bit creepy. Like
Remember when we
unnerving.
used to, when we were kids, and we'd be in your bedroom sometimes, whatever, playing the game when it was in the
Yeah, the
Nintendo,
Nintendo.
whatever, and we always had our lights off for some reason. And you'd hear, when we turn it off or whatever, you'd hear sounds. And you're
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Josh, stop fucking scaring me. I'm like, and then I'd get scared. I'm like, I didn't do shit. And then you'd hear it again. We're like, holy shit.
Yeah, because you were the eldest. I thought you were just trying to scare me.
Which I did at times. But sometimes it was like, but sometimes, and when Dad wasn't there, because he's the culprit.
Dad would
normally,
always, you'd
Yeah.
always be Dad.
there was fucking weird shit.
I
going on.
remember hearing footsteps, and you could always tell whose footsteps were her. Whose mum sounded like Godzilla come down the hallway. Jord, his ankle
I
would
had the
click.
clicky clack.
You did have a clicky clack.
I still got it.
Dad, you'd never hear pretty much, and then you had like a knee issues or something. I don't know, but you could hear you, but you were like kind of quiet, but not terrible. And I remember waking up at like 1 a.m. and just feeling that feeling, and I could hear footsteps coming down the hallway, and I don't know who's, like, I couldn't place who they were. I didn't sound like anybody's, and they stopped at my door, and I was just like, and I was like a teenager. I was like 15, like I wasn't a kid, and I was like, what the fuck? And then that was it. They stopped at my door, and I was like waiting to hear what bedroom they went into, because I was like, who is this?
And they never went in any bedroom?
They didn't. And then the
Sounds
other
good.
time something really bad happened where I absolutely shit my pants was I could hear someone breaking in through the back door.
Oh,
I remember that.
that was
Yeah, and it was 2 a.m. and I woke up because someone was breaking the back door because my bedroom window, like the L shape of the house, was
Was
right
that
by
real
the back
though? Because I
door.
remember that was like
It was
real.
you.
It was you. You
Oh.
were breaking in.
It was 2 a.m. and I ran into Mum and
Oh,
Dad's
that
room
one,
and I
yeah.
said, Dad, there's someone breaking into the house. And he was kind of like, oh, you silly girl with all your bloody fantasies in your head. And I'm like, Dad, there is someone breaking into the back door of the house. And he went out with a shotgun and I was huddled in the room with Mum. Felt like it was like the 1800s on the Oregon Trail, and we were
Yeah.
the women in the cart, and he's gone out to shoot whatever. And he just comes back in and he's like, oh, Josh was just looking for his Xbox.
Xbox, yeah.
You broke into the back
Oh,
door of the
that's
house
right.
because you're on night shift or something. You were staying up late for some
Yeah,
reason,
yeah.
and you just went to your Xbox, and that damn you shot you.
Dad's like, it's like Meg off Family Guy. Dad's like, I'm like, oh, hey, Dad. Oh, sorry, Josh, I didn't see you there.
You startled me.
He startled me.
But that's what I remember doing, that running into Mum and Dad's room. You know, when you hear something and you're like, because there was so many, like, what I feel like was like spirit activity in our house, where I was like, I don't know what I believe I'm hearing half the time. You know how you were saying that you
Yeah.
play games and you'd be like, what was that? And I'd be like, oh. And then I heard like the door go, I heard it slide, and I was like, oh fuck. And then it was like, do I stay in my bedroom or do I have time to run into Mum and Dad? I was like, I ain't staying in here and get murdered.
Yeah.
Dad can go out and get murdered.
The scariest I ever had was at the first house I ever bought up at Asquith
Oh,
there.
yeah.
And scary. I was alone. It was night shift. I was going to bed during the day, and I heard like the table go. You hear the table downstairs. It always made that sound when we moved it. I was alone, and I heard it a little bit. I'm like, fuck, B must be there for some reason.
Yeah.
And she was in Maitland though, and because it was early on.
Yeah.
And I was walking down my stairs, and the table was around the corner. Then I heard this, and they really moved it
So
like
you're
you
like,
did that time
something
at Tour on
is- oh,
Gate. So I'm like, someone's
There's a
here,
bear in here.
and nobody was there
No way.
at all. And that table moved, and I was like, what the fuck? Like it went as I was going down the stairs.
Did
and
you
like,
run back up the stairs?
I did. No, I checked the whole house. I made sure I have to know.
Yeah.
Like I was terrified, but
You
I
wouldn't
still
be able
have
to
to know.
sleep.
Yeah, I got to find out. Yeah.
It's happened to me and Beck were in bed, like going to bed one night.
Oh, yours is haunted. You
Yeah,
built by
for
the
sure,
built by
hey.
the same dude as well.
Yeah, and we just turned the lights off. We're just sitting there sleeping. We're only
Sitting there we sleep upright. Jordan Beck sleep like this.
Like a fucking lemur on duty.
Don't you guys? No?
George's like this.
We were laying in bed and
Were you sleeping there?
we heard something like drop at the end of the bed, like almost like a pillow falling off or a dog like running. Like,
Yeah.
You know how you can hear dogs on carpet? How
Yeah.
their claws kind of like scratching the ground a little bit? And we're going, what the fuck was that? And we turned the light on, looked at the end of the bed, and there was literally nothing on the ground. Looked under the bed, nothing under the bed.
And you
nothing
both
on the
heard
ground,
it
And we
too.
both heard it.
Fucking ghost dog.
Yeah.
That's so cool. And scary for you, but cool for me. I wasn't a part of it.
Mum tells that story all the time over there, where she'll say like, they used to have cats inside, Benny, their old cat, and they had a waterbed because it was like cool back in
this
the
is a
day.
cool one, yeah.
And you'd feel the cats jump up on the waterbed, and she said she felt the cat jump up on the
Do the
waterbed.
claw thing. Like the
Yeah, and she felt it jump up on the waterbed, and she turned the light on because she was like, I should put this cat out or whatever, and there was nothing there.
yeah.
And they're both like, what the fuck? How creepy is that?
Yeah, it's crazy.
I do it all the time with the kids now, trying to put them to sleep in a dark room where you'd be rocking them. I remember doing it with Juniper. You'd be rocking them, you get that feeling, that uneasy feeling that something's in the room with you, and it's like a presence, and I just dump her in a cot like, peace.
Take the
and
baby.
run out.
Take the baby.
I was like, you're innocent, you'll be fine, I've done some shit in my life. Like,
I remember fucking Benny. I remember it, and this was not. I remember it so clearly. If it was a dream, I don't know if it was a dream or not, but I remember it so clearly.
No, Dad did hear.
He was sitting on the kitchen table, and I was just looking at him.
That's right.
I was just looking at him and goes, "I want some cheese, mate."
Yeah.
I was just like, "What the fuck? You're a cat."
Yeah.
Sorry, continue. Or that was it.
Shit, I'm
Oh,
doing
shit,
something.
Yeah.
That's the type of wormhole we'll get down in. Get down in that bitch.
What was I up to? So there also used to be a Christian church, Christian city church nearby. So Bianca Biasi was a producer and co-director of the documentary Wakehurst Parkway Ghost, and she has described the area as terrifying.
Have you seen the documentary?
No.
Okay.
I should have put more effort in for my study, but didn't.
It wasn't a study thing, but sometimes I see this. Do you ever see it in the documentary and you're like, fuck yeah, I'm going to watch that? Cause
I
you
don't
just
like them. They normally turn out shit.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
They normally try too hard, like the whole
know,
Bigfoot
it's so
thing.
bad. It's so
like
bad.
a lot of, I've never seen anything where I enjoyed it.
The Beast of Bray Road one you might like. Did you like it, Jord? I
I
thought it was pretty.
real good.
Yeah,
It was
right.
like the dude was just like very even. Some of their Bigfoot ones, Small Town Monsters, I feel it's a bit too hot for it.
That's what I mean.
But
They're
they're-
all hot. Most of them are hot, I reckon.
they're
Because they're
based on-
trying. Imagine doing it and you didn't come up with much. You're like, this is going to be boring to people. Whereas I'd find that more entertaining.
I find
The
it more
real
interesting.
shit.
Yeah. I think you would like the Beast of Bray Road one.
Yeah.
It was quite even.
Right.
Keeled.
Well, when I get on tablets and my attention span's
Yeah,
good,
there
I'll
you
sit
go.
down and watch
There
it.
you go.
So they take both people who believe and who don't. So she takes people who believe and who
Mhm.
don't into the area with a spiritual medium to have a look-see-poo and see what they can find.
Have a look-see-poo.
Yes, I added that to change the
I
sentence.
like. No, I like it.
Copyright.
I like it.
I
That's the
added other things as
plagiarism.
well. I was just
I like it. No, it gives some flair, some
look-see-poo.
personality.
Sorry, you don't like that? You want me to get a bit more MA? 15. Remember the ratings on videos? It's not a thing anymore, is it? There's nowhere to really check.
Nothing used to get me more excited when you'd watch that one where the whole family in Civic Video, where the whole family would get around and watch the TV up in the corner, and it would go through like the PG rating, and then kids would disappear as it.
Oh,
like
really?
the-
I
no,
don't
you know
remember
the
that.
one the family, they'd be like, it'd be dudes in a boat going,
and the peel's off.
yeah, and then the little kid would be like, and get scared. Or
Yeah.
the teenager, and each kid would like kind of go
yes.
somewhere else
Yeah.
as the rating would get more and more intense.
I never-
I'd be like, yes, we're at Civic Video. It's Friday afternoon. Mum's taking us
yeah.
in. We're getting 5 weekly rentals for $5, and we might get an overnighter if we're lucky.
Fuck, that was day.
Zoolander. I want Zoolander.
Yes.
Continue.
Yeah, please.
Yes. So it didn't take long for everyone to start feeling the presences, whether it's
Whether they were the non-believers or the believers.
yes,
They felt something.
but they felt something like. But I mean, when you tell someone you go on somewhere, you'll feel something, right? It's most of the time, like your brain will talk yourself into some sort of feeling where you're like, oh yeah, it does feel a bit like the table feels woody.
I feel like you can't win. I feel like you either are so against it that even if you did feel a presence, you're like, nah, nothing here. You know what I mean? You're
I'd be
all-
terrible. I'd be
all-
like that. That's
yeah.
me 100%. I'm such a skeptical, and I want to believe in something. Even like God, I envy people sometimes that they actually believe in
'Cause it
something.
brings
They
that
can,
comfort.
yeah.
Yeah, I want to believe in something, but I'm so skeptical. Like, it could stand in front of me and be like, "Yeah, I'm Bigfoot," and I'll be like, "No, you fucking not."
Yeah. You'd be like, you get out like a clipboard. You're like, I have a few questions.
Yeah. Do you believe?
You start looking for a zipper in his back. He's like, hey,
Yeah.
oh, cut that out.
And you start making out.
He's like, this man's worse than Donald Trump was with me.
Okay, so they all started to feel very, very sick, and some even managed to throw up. So
They
this
gave him
is
ipecac, didn't
sounds a
they?
bit. They all had let's drink before we go. Pop something in their
They
drink.
give him like a vial.
Make it real.
Everyone have a sip of this. Like, what is this? Don't worry about it.
And they do
They're cool.
up sipu. Starts falling on blood.
You had too much.
He was a guinea
Kicks
pig.
him into an
Kick him off
open
the side of the
grave.
road where the rest of the victims are. But so after they all refused to, to come back to site and that. So it actually affected them enough where they just didn't turn back up.
Just the feeling.
There was the vomiting and the feeling and all that sort of
Oh,
stuff.
yeah.
Yeah. So Bianca Biasi done some digging and found there was a quarantine station between the 1830s and 1984 for the travellers who arrived by ship not far from the highway to prevent the spread of diseases. So it was just like, get off a ship, come in here, quarantine you for a bit to make sure back, so you're not bringing disease from other places.
Yet during COVID, they let that whole carnival cruise just fucking descend upon.
Yeah, which is crazy. It's like someone
Go on,
almost-
get out of here.
Slaps them on the ass. Have a good one.
Hey, hey, someone like, yeah. Spread this shit.
COVID.
Yeah.
Licking their tissues.
Yeah. The cops there, no, you can't pass. And the government official's like, let them go. We need to lock people up and make them take this thing. I'm not that sort of person. Just find the story interesting. Like the moon. Like, did we ever really go to that? How cool is it to think that, though? Did we ever really go there? I totally believe, but I like the thing, like, did we though?
That's the whole fun of it, isn't it? It's just like
No.
thinking about it.
I want to know. I'm pretty
I'm with Jord. No, I'm with Jord. The mystery is the fun part.
Fuck
Right?
the
Yeah.
mystery. The road to the journey.
No.
Like the journey, sorry, to the end is fun for me, but this doesn't feel like a
No.
journey.
Okay, there are so
Just
many.
fucking tell me.
There are so many mysteries, right? That you find out what the answer was, and you're like, "Fuck, that's dog shit now," right? Like you
Yeah.
find out it was something really simple, and then it's just a shit story now. Like
But if you found out it was fake in terms of the moon, that'd be fucking cool.
that would that would be interesting.
Yeah.
But I mean, like disappearances or that, like half the time you're like, "Whoa, that's so crazy, that's wild." Like the mystery is
Yeah.
half fun, and then you find out, "Oh no, he just tripped on a rock and hit his head, and then rolled down an embankment. That's why his body's there." You're just like, "Oh."
That's shit.
Yeah, if everything gets solved, like Bigfoot's real and that's like 50% of our show just gone.
Mm-hmm.
Is it though?
It's so hard to explain to people because they think you're crazy when you think Bigfoot. Like I'm like, I want to believe, and they're just like, "Oh, you're like a crazy believer," and it's like, but I'm not.
I don't believe.
You don't believe in Bigfoot?
No.
Do
Or
you?
aliens. Oh, I believe in aliens, but not aliens here abducting people.
I don't like to talk about aliens.
It's weird, isn't it?
I really don't. I could kill
Remember
Bigfoot
that
with a
episode we
shotgun,
had to do with
but I don't.
abducting, and we just had to just do
did.
it. We had to rip it off like a band-aid.
After seeing Dark Skies, I don't know what it like. You can't fight them. If they want you, they're gonna take you.
Exactly. They're
If
probably already
real.
taken us. If they're real, you're already like they've probably done stuff to you.
We fucking did stuff to you.
I just wish I remembered it.
Pucker up, son.
Fuck her up.
I don't think you do.
What's that, Lou? Throw it away.
Do you believe in Bigfoot?
I don't know. I've never seen him.
It's a shit answer.
What about? Do you want to believe?
Of course I want to
Yeah.
believe.
What about Dogman?
Oh, God, I hope not. If that thing's fucking running around the forest.
That's true.
Jesus.
That's what it is. It's like I'm so interested in the stories, like, and we love them so much, but it's like highly unlikely, right? Like,
Yeah.
but cool if it does. I don't want to know because the thought, like thinking about it, is more fun than knowing half the
I
time.
hope for their fucking sake we never find them.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. They get strung up, taken with like a chain, like Chewbacca through the town or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
Like, look what I
And
got.
everyone's like poking him for a zipper. Cut his
This
leg
little
off, see if he's
stick.
real.
You
I
got
still
a
don't
dog.
believe he got another leg.
You got a dog dick or a human dick? Show us.
Get out. Get it hard.
Get Bigfoot hard.
Just take a shot. Get hard. Someone show the Bigfoot some boobs. It's a girl.
Why you only got 2 nipples?
He's got dog nipples. To milk my cubs. Bigfoot's kids are called cubs, everybody. Let's change it to a murder.
Murder of Bigfoot.
A murder of Bigfoots. I'm just a friendly Bigfoot trying to sell some scout cookies. Burn it. They wouldn't do that because the smell of hair is horrible.
Yeah, that's what's stopping them.
So she had seen a photo of what the nurses used to wear, so back at the quarantine zone, and the old nurse uniforms were identical to the ghost description. So everyone thought it was a nun because that's just what they said, like it looks like a nun outfit.
Oh.
Man, what the fuck's going on here?
You can use him. It's fine. Bring him out.
Okay,
Let him help.
let him help.
Let him paint the picture.
I'll put him somewhere here. So that really, the nurse, it's kind of creepy that she didn't realise that till she'd done some digging and seen a photo of it and then was like, holy fuck, that looks like the description of the nurse's outfit that was near the highway where
What?
the quarantine zone was.
Sorry, do you get to why they call her Kelly?
No, I don't know what happened there.
You told me you would.
It was just part of, no, I said maybe. I said I wrote it a long time ago.
We like a mystery.
I think it's just Kelly. They just named it Kelly. It.
It-
Her. Or
so they
it.
reckon it's a nurse.
So they reckon it's a nurse, one of the nurses. So she's gone done more digging to find out because of this nurse's outfit to find out who it could be and that. So it may have been a lady who lived locally and worked at the quarantine joint. So
She caught something and died viciously.
but she could never find a story of someone who died viciously or anything like that.
like a
There's-
violent death.
Yeah, the stories out there. There was a lady I read. I didn't put too much into it because it was a little bit more information. There was a bit like hearsay, but they reckon there was a nurse who had passed away, and but it wasn't by anything significant. They just said there was a nurse
okay.
at a certain age that passed away that meets the green eyes and things like that.
She was like 96 years old.
no,
and
she
passed
wasn't.
away
She
in
was
her
only
sleep.
40 or 40 or something.
Okay.
But that's just them trying to grab things and put things together. I was reading and I was
Do you
like,
reckon
that's just forcing it now.
Do you reckon that's probably where they got the name from? Like she was probably Kelly.
Oh, I don't know. Really don't.
This name thing.
I think,
Yeah, there's
I
a-
think the taxi
just-
driver
we'll
is
just let it
just
go.
called a Kelly. I don't know. I wish I knew. I should say, like, I finished this off on night shift to get
Mhm.
ready. And I'm feeling really bad now that
No,
I didn't
don't.
get my phone out. Why do they call her Kelly?
It's fine.
No, but I think it's just a name they called. I started calling. It's like it was just a
Like we do, like old mate Kelly.
yeah.
Big
They
wanker.
just started calling her Kelly, so everyone's like, Kelly lives down that road. Watch out for
Okay.
Kelly.
Yep.
So I'm assuming that's why it sort of started. So just a few other little stories. A
Okay.
mother and daughter saw a light. So there was always there's a lot of stories of like a little bit of a red light or a
Like
light.
an orb.
Like an orb. So,
Like a
yeah,
red
like an
orb.
orb sort of thing. So and like a ghost would appear near it. So they would start with like just a red orb and they see a ghost, like a silhouette of the ghost. And it went right through them as they were driving and the light disappeared in the review. So they're always going through it going, fuck, there it is. And they look back straight away and it's not there. So a lot of people think they're hitting something and they like
Oh.
pull over. They're like, shit, they didn't feel anything, but they pull over thinking, fuck, I've hit someone or just missed someone. They'll look around and no one's there at all.
Mm.
So, a lot of people are seeing it, like heaps of stories on it.
You said previously about you have to say you don't want the ghost.
Yeah, that's probably another story made up.
Okay.
You're saying don't want it so it doesn't,
So when you drive on the highway, you have to be like, not me, not me, not me,
not
not
me,
me.
yes.
or-
I think don't acknowledge it or something, yeah. Like,
So do you reckon we could, if we went there, do you reckon we could conjure it by
I don't
thinking
want
me,
to
me, me,
know.
me, me? You don't?
I do. I don't. So far, she hasn't done anything wrong.
She's just saying, hey.
She's like, "Fuck, I'm
What's
in your
that?
back seat."
Didn't she pop into the car and like was using telekinesis or something? to
Oh,
run
yeah,
people off
that
the
old-
They
road?
said, yeah, they said
That old
that. Yeah.
chestnut. They did say,
Yeah.
yes, they did
That's
say,
what the-
they did say that.
That's what the drunk said.
I'm a
To the
hard
copper
noob.
when he was like, "She fucking did it, man."
It was like the telekinesis or something, bro.
Fucking, I was like, "Okay, stop it."
He like opens the door and 17 bottles fall out. He's like, don't worry about that.
Yeah. Kelly made me drink them. She was a telekin. Let's do it again, man. Cops, I put that down. He's running along the road. Kelly, stop it. No, I'm just an alcoholic. Kelly said it was okay though. He talks like that.
Kelly,
So-
I miss you. Come
So
back
while
to me.
filming, Kelly, come back. I'm so thirsty. I'm so dry. While filming a couple of shows in the area with a filmmaker, Grant Osborne, so she's done a bit of work with Grant Osborne on Journeys into the Unknown and a doco series Haunted Shores. So there's a couple of shows on that road. So all of which feature the road had some shady shit happen. So all the people that have come here and done that.
We need to go here.
Sorry.
We need to go here.
Yeah, well, I think so too, because it's not far away.
It's not far.
But you have to go there at night as well. And I
Are
think
you scared of the dark?
Like, what's the problem
Like-
with it? Yeah, like, what's the deal with the nighttime
Aren't you?
sitch?
Me?
yeah.
No, I'm afraid of the things in the dark.
Are you afraid of the dark?
No.
Okay.
I'm
I
not-
just it's so funny.
I just wanted to sound vulnerable for a
If you
second.
were like generally, like genuinely scared
Well,
of
it
the
depends
dark.
where you are. If you put me in the middle of a fucking jungle and it's dark,
I'm with Jord. I'm not scared of the dark. I just don't like that what could be hiding in it.
like me, I'd turn into an animal because I get that scared. I'd just fight or flight. Actually, I'm full flight.
You
I'm
just
flight. I just
you
start
ja-
swinging. I start running.
no, you're like a third option that is not often taken, where you just javelin to the head straight away. You
Yeah.
end your own life because you're
That wasn't to the head.
heart.
I don't know if I could do that hard. Yeah.
I don't know, but
Jeepers Creepers,
you're
man.
the third one. You're just like ending my own life because I don't want to be scared.
It doesn't
anymore.
make sense. I'm scared of
really
dying. I'm
doesn't.
going to end my life. Like that's how it was with Jeepers Creepers, though.
Maybe you'd rather be dead than be scared. You know
That's
what I'm
true.
saying?
And the other thing with Jeepers Creepers was just don't be afraid. But then I'd be scared of being afraid. I'd be scared of being scared because he
'Cause you
smells
know-
your fear.
Mhm.
So just don't be scared, guys. You'll be fine.
Do
Yeah,
you know
I'm
what I would do? I would
Why's he doing
take
that
Am I
thing at me?
scared? I'm scared. I'm scared. It's just
perfect solution. Dump a bunch of Ambien or drugs or something like downers. Go have a nap. You sleep and like nothing's going on in your brain. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They should have just gone and had a nap, and he would have left him clean alone.
That's how the guy becomes Jeepers Creepers. I don't care about anything. I'm just going to kill you. I smell your fear. I've been on this shit so much.
It's like a drug, right?
Yeah. That's what he was on.
Fear.
Just a man who slept in the sun too long. Was
Mate, I don't think those are from the sun. Like,
some
having-
parasite climbed on his
I think-
arsehole and took over his body.
Get up all in there.
Yeah. It's making me do things. Get out of me, Kelly. While filming, there was a light that appeared behind the actress playing Kelly. So once again, there must be some story somewhere on her, but I couldn't find it. I didn't go looking.
Pretty
It's
vital
alright.
part of the story.
No one could see where the source of the light was coming from. So everyone's filming this shit. They're like, where is that coming from? And looking at the light guys, not me. at the time of the weird light, the actress described a feeling of a blood rushing to her feet.
What does that feel like?
Yeah.
Normal, I guess, because there's always blood rushing to your feet. So
That's
extra blood, maybe. But
like
she's just
tingling.
yeah, I guess so. Like, no warmth or
Okay, is it like when you
Pissed her pants. Just going down the legs. Something going to my feet.
Kelly's gonna lick him.
continue?
You play me so well. Yeah, so actors, and there was also like actors feeling ill and vomiting, like before, was common. Plus the smell of blood. So there was always like a smell of blood around.
I want to go and see so bad.
Yeah, well, that's about it. I don't really, without all these other stories that I feel like there's a lot of stories that really trying to just add to it, become a folklore in Sydney.
hard.
Just jumping on it.
Teenagers
Yeah.
driving through, going, yeah, we
Tryhards.
saw it too. We done a Ouija board there. Things just
Yeah.
it's just a lot of shit. But a lot of it was like there's a couple of ones where there's stories of drivers actually saw a blood covered girl, matching the description with the white gown and all that. They've taken her to hospital,
What?
gotten out, and she wasn't there at all. It's happened a couple of times. They've taken like, fuck, she's bleeding. You need help. Like she doesn't say anything. Take her to hospital.
Where are the references for this? Yeah, okay.
But they're just people. These are stories from people.
Okay.
Like,
I d-
but these could be people just being like,
Is it Dad?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
where'd you hear this?
People hearing screaming, help me on that road. Like you can hear screaming and things like that where you stop the traffic lights or wherever it may be. It could actually be a lady in trouble.
Yeah, like that's
I don't know. And other ones like wipers going crazy on the road just start coming on.
Telekinesis
Yeah,
again.
telekinesis
Gotcha,
again.
fuckers,
Yeah,
like-
gotcha. Those wipers will fucking do them dirty.
Yeah.
I'm such a bad
It
bitch.
just turns them off. It's like, But yeah, just little. That's what I mean. There were stories like that, and then they got worse and worse. And
Okay.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that's
That's
Wakehurst.
interesting. I'd
yeah.
like to look more into that.
But there is, like I said, there's things there where they actually murder victims were dumped, and just one of those creepy, eerie roads where weird shit happened.
It doesn't sound good.
No,
But
so
it
we
sounds-
should go there.
Yeah, no, it sounds like something's happening, so we should check it out.
I think so. Next time we're in Sydney, which
Which
I
is
have to go
never.
there. No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hate
Do you
Sydney as
hate?
well.
I fucking.
Yeah, I hate Sydney.
I thought.
Yeah, I don't. I'm uncomfortable thinking about going there.
I thought moving to Brisbane would be bad because it was like I thought of it as a city like Sydney, but I loved Brisbane. It's just
Yeah.
Sydney's this like the shithole.
Yeah, same as Newcastle.
No
It's a
offense
big,
if
it's
you
a
live there, I
city,
just hate it.
but I enjoy it. It's a traffic flow thing for me. Everything's always slow or broken or roadworks
Yeah.
or this. It's just
It's a nightmare
People.
to drive in
nightmare.
Sydney.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just so much people, and they haven't like you said, the infrastructure hasn't grown to support the population.
Yeah,
So it's
people
just
aren't-
everything's a headache.
People living longer, they just won't
Fucking die.
die already.
Good lord.
I mean, I'm different
How are you different?
You're very different.
because I don't want to die early.
I don't think anyone does,
Mm.
for the most part. That's not what makes you different, sweetie.
What makes them the same?
We don't use different, we use special.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm playing on that now.
What are you bringing to the table, Jord?
I am, because you love aliens so much, I'm going
Oh,
to get into the Hopkinsville Encounter. Have you heard of the
I think I have.
I've heard of the Hopkinsville Encounter, as in I've seen it on lists of stuff, but I've never heard the actual story.
Yeah, cool.
Jolie's father, right?
Hey?
Is that right? Angelina Jolie's father? Anthony Hopkins?
No, that's Jonathan Voight
Is it?
That's the one off Anaconda.
off
Yeah,
Anaconda.
that's what I thought that Anthony Hopkins was.
Anthony Hopkins, Hannibal Lecter from
Yeah.
Silence of the Lambs.
I honestly thought they were the same person.
They look kind of, they got like a
Yeah.
weird kind of vibe, but no, very different people.
Go
Did
on.
you lick your hand then?
No, not that.
Oh, I thought you would like that.
It's Benny.
I was like,
Benny's going through him. Some cheese, mate?
I was gonna be like, do you want like a wet wipe? Like, what's going on here? So weird. It gave me Josh vibes, you know, when he used to do the like,
I still do it.
or like when you'd eat something, you'd smell it and then eat it.
I still do that.
Do you still eat your...
I
Like,
still do that. Yeah, man. Check it out.
Do you still smell kittens to
Yeah,
figure
smooth
out who
touch
you
it.
play
Look how
with?
smooth it is.
no, I don't want to touch it. I might catch
What's
something.
the point of doing this
I
then?
might catch it. I'll touch it.
It's trichophobia or something. Tricho something is a disease I have. Oh, no, not a disease, sorry. A habit or whatever you call them is where you chew
Did
their
you go and find that out or you Googled it?
Googled it.
What is it?
Trichio.
Oh, it's like the same people that pull out their eyelashes and stuff.
Similar,
it's like
but they're, yeah.
it's like
you like the
you
release
can't
of the
stop.
hair. Yeah.
You can't stop doing
Yeah, I got
it.
it. So I got an actual thing.
You
I'm
got
proud of it because I've got something.
You
Not
got
if it's
I'm
nose.
plain vanilla. I needed something.
Not if you just Googled it.
What do you mean Googled it?
You might go to a specialist and they're just like, you
You need to be put
you're
down.
strange.
You got mange.
Do you black out when you do? I do it when I'm bored or nervous.
Used to do it in car rides. I'd be like,
Do it all
Mum,
the-
he's doing it
B
again.
slaps me hand down. Stop doing it.
Daniel does
fucking
that when
weird.
he's anxious, but he plays with his ear, and his ears are all like weird and malformed because he'll be sitting there going like this, and I'll do that in the car, and I'll be like, cut it out.
Hey, Dumbo put it into that.
Look, cut it out. You're gonna get cauliflower ear, and you're not even fighting in the octagon. Sorry.
Yeah, so the Hopkinsville Encounter. So on August 21st, 1955, two families in the rural town of Kelly-Hopkinsville, Kentucky, encountered something that goes against all explanation. Something they called the Hopkinsville Goblins.
I was gonna say someone who wasn't married to their sister.
Well, we don't know here. This particular sighting occurred on the Sutton family farm.
Oh, I sorry. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I'm getting it now. Yes. It's starting to click.
The family lived in a small house that lacked water, a phone line, a radio, a TV, or even a book.
Everything.
So there was just no entertainment at all.
Wait, so they didn't have books?
No books.
What year was this again?
1955.
Did you say lack water?
Yeah.
I'm worried about the books.
Yeah. So
The-
no water, no
Okay,
books.
water's not that big of a deal. They probably had a well or whatever.
Yes, they do.
But like a book is a bit weird not to have.
Yeah, like nothing.
In 1950,
What did they do?
did they have a radio? Wireless.
No radio, no TV.
So they did their chores and went to
They
sleep.
just played scissors, paper, rock. Or a day.
I thought you were going to say something about scissoring. I was like, what?
Which sucks because they don't have a camera.
Sucks for you.
So the
Pens.
family claimed that at around 7 p.m, their family friend, Billy Ray Taylor,
No way.
That's such a cool name.
yeah, he'd been fetching water from the Sutton family's well when he saw a silvery object which was really bright with an exhaust all the colours of the rainbow. Isn't that pretty?
So chrome, like
A
chromatic?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How cool's that? He claimed the object silently approached the house and then landed.
Just parked.
Yeah,
The-
just
It just
Rocking
gives me like LGBTQIA plus vibes. Like, we come in peace. Like, it's just like, we're supportive of your community because it's rainbow.
and now that we're in.
Yeah.
Now let's do the real damage.
Got him.
yeah. The Suttons, Glennie Langford, her two older sons and their wives, a brother-in-law, and three young children, 7, 10, and 12, laughed off poor Billy Ray's claim at first. So they're just taking the shit. Like he
You
come
would,
in
though.
and told
You
the
would.
family, and they're just like,
So wait, Billy Ray's a neighbour,
he's a family friend. Like there's two.
but he
families
doesn't live in
together.
that house with no books.
I don't know where Billy Ray lives.
But he doesn't live in that house with no books.
no.
They've got no books.
got
Like,
no
of course
books.
they're going to laugh.
Jord,
Yeah.
they got no books, mate. I believe. I
apparently.
believe there was a spaceship there before I believe the house without books.
Yeah, right.
Um,
you're
It's
being
like, I
sarcastic.
saw a UFO and they're like, "Well, we don't believe you. We don't have books in this house." I don't fucking believe that.
So, excuse me.
You're the crazy one.
Back it up.
Back it up.
UFO.
Yeah, I think
What are these things you're saying? Are these
are
letters?
these them hieroglyphics?
even the aliens are like, "I don't fucking believe it."
That's what I'm getting at. They've got a newspaper, surely.
So yeah, basically they all just started laughing at poor old Billy Ray. He's come in. There's something out there, you know, like this fucking this thing's just landed. And but an hour later, Billy Ray and his friend Lucky Sutton.
No way.
Yeah.
Lucky Son. This is a
Lucky
fucking old.
Sutton.
This is like your Lucky Luke cowboy
Lucky.
shit with
I
names.
like the name Lucky.
Were drawn to the back door by the family's dog incessant barking.
You
Dog's
gone
just-
damn shut up now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dog's losing its shit. They go back.
There best be a raccoon or something out here.
I just have this image of like this dog like barking being held, and this alien ready to probe. They kick the back door, and it's like, "Hey, it's gonna
You will
smack
go
over his
back
mouth."
inside.
Oh,
Nothing to
Yeah,
see
you
here.
didn't see anything. Billy Ray's like, "There it is."
It reminds you of the dog off Signs, the one they
Oh,
leave outside. How bad was
yeah.
that?
Fucking forgets
And
that
it's just
shit.
Bark. That's traumatic.
That's
hey?
such a good movie. Oh,
Such a good. I'm sorry. Anyone who doesn't like Signs, like I get it. It's a bit
it's got
whatever
no,
with the
you
war-
don't get it. Don't make excuses for it.
true when they're like, oh, if it's water, it just have to rain and they die. I'm sorry. That movie is so good.
So good.
It is the soundtrack, the cinematography,
The
the
storyline,
acting,
the
the
way it
story,
was done.
everything except M. Night Shyamalan's
Oh, little
fucking
cameo.
cameo.
Yeah.
Get out. Like
What cameo was that? I didn't look
He
into
plays
it.
He
the-
was he was the
he was the vet that killed his wife.
I just wanted to be a part of it for some
He
reason.
does it in
Yeah.
all his movies, and I just think it's so like conceited. Just get out.
There's one in the pantry, locked in the pantry.
Yeah.
He's like, "What the fuck?"
So they noted a bizarre glow and said that they witnessed a small humanoid creature watching them intently. The being was 3.5 feet tall with a round, oversized head,
that's tiny.
It had long arms that nearly touched the ground, with each arm ending in sharp claws.
Ugh. Just like one claw or like a hand?
No,
of
like a
sharp
hand of
claws?
claws, like-
Okay.
Yeah.
Don't like that.
Almost
No,
reaching the ground.
It's not good. Yeah, almost touching the ground.
Fuck.
So 3 feet tall, but like long arms compared to their body.
Can you imagine if that happened when we were kids and Dad walked out the back? That thing would be dead before it took a step.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
shotgun would have blasted half. Dad wouldn't give a fuck. He would just be like, "You're dead now," and then he would literally grab it and he'd drag it down the river.
Yeah.
He'd be like,
I
"See
think
ya."
you would hesitate though. He'd be like, first look at it, he'd be like, "Can you milk it?" Nope.
Be like, "Josh, start digging that hole."
But I can't fit the arms in it.
And Mum would be like, "You'd bloody got to drive the veranda."
There's something creepy about long arms for me. Like they can, you see, like
They can reach you.
yeah, but like they can rap and do things where you can't like start fucking
You
stabbing
don't,
your
you
back.
don't like the grapple.
No, but like they can do things, you know.
You
You
go
got
Gonna
punching. I
wrestle
don't
with
have
ya.
any ground game,
Yeah,
though.
like the reach.
It doesn't make sense when you think about like the whole reason why aliens are supposedly so small is because they got damn big brains.
Yeah.
They don't need to be physical, but then they got these long ass arms in this story, and you're like, "What do you need that for?
Yeah.
What you been doing, damn?"
They're my smart thing doers.
They have like a monster dick, like really long
It's the only way I
arms.
can reach the tip. so one over there with short arms going, I don't know what it's like to feel pleasure. Just walks around hating everything.
The creature's eyes also glowed with a yellowish light. Being that the encounter occurred in rural Kentucky, the two terrified young men armed themselves with a 20 gauge shotgun and a .22 rifle.
I think that's smart.
And they started blasting on the little thing.
Did they?
They started going.
That's fucking
Bam.
awesome. That is, yeah, I like that.
I like it because in horror movies they're like, "Oh, let's hide in the cupboard." It's like, "You'll got guns, maybe kill it."
Yeah. So then I think like it could have been coming in peace though too, and we just blast.
Not anymore, it ain't.
Like Mr. Burns.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Kill it. What does someone say? What says something like, kill it before it. No, I
Lays
don't know.
eggs. Not that one.
No, not that one.
Mm.
It doesn't matter. Carry on. So they fucked
So they
this
just
little
started
peaceful
going.
alien
They
up.
just started letting fly, like guns, everything.
This
just,
is why we don't see aliens anymore. They
lit-
tried to be like,
Yeah.
"Hey, what's up?" And they're just like, "We're gonna kill
Your
you."
dog
Yeah.
has cancer. I'm here to fix it.
Don't blame him. Honestly, I don't.
Yeah.
So the story goes that the creature continued approaching the kitchen door with its hands up before fleeing from the gunfire.
Aww.
So it was.
What do you
after
mean
that
hands up like fucking arm?
I'm guessing
no, like
towards
this,
the.
like, "Yo, I
Don't
don't mean
fire
no
there."
harm. Yeah, 100%. Right?
I'm actually a person.
Yeah.
I'm just. Oh, no,
I'm here for
so-
pleasure.
I'm the new mailman.
Only shortly after opening fire on the goblin-like being, the men claimed to have seen another one approaching a side window. They opened fire again, and the creature was once again forced to retreat.
And they haven't hit it yet though.
I don't. You know what? I'm kind of on their side. Let's be honest. That's fucked.
Yeah.
Coming in my windows? No.
The
Why are you fucking crowding me?
What you going for? Personal space, man. The family later stated in a report that their weapons appeared to have no real effect on the little goblins.
Not
Should-
bad shots, just no effect.
They said that when they shot them, it didn't really do anything, but it sounded like they were shooting like a tin can, like bing. You know what I mean? Like in the
They
you know
had
the
some
old
sort,
Western
yeah.
movies where it's
They had some sort of like force field of protection or something.
yeah, they just said that like the weapons weren't working, and they
I
just
would've
heard like a
Said
tinny sound.
Molotov straight away.
Molotov.
Yeah.
Oh, the burner.
Light that shit on fire. Not
Yeah.
a lot can survive that.
We don't
Just
know what these are.
imagine
I'm just thinking
Since
like
we're on The Simpsons, remember that little caterpillar that was sexually attracted to fire? You had to try and
he's
keep it
endangered
alive.
and he had to keep
Yeah.
it alive.
Yeah.
He just screamed all the time. "Ah!" He went to step on it. Sexually attracted to fire. I wonder why the fucking thing's extinct. Fucking hell.
Billy then decided it would be a good idea to step outside the door to assess the situation. So he's like, they shot at him. It's not really doing anything.
Now we assess it.
He's like,
Right.
out, like, what the fuck's going on out here? Like, are these things still hanging around? So the door had like an overhanging roof. You know how some doors have like that little
Yeah.
tin kind of thing that comes over the top?
Oh god.
As he stood there, he claims a claw-like hand reached down and touched his hair.
He's up there stroking. That's just where it finished at the end. Oh shit!
Did see that, bro?
Ah, he dicks on me. He's like, meow, sorry. Just runs off like this. Go grabs a tree.
really creepy though. Like,
Yeah, that is
just
creepy.
imagine it like,
Yeah.
hello.
Yeah. The terrified family frantically pulled him back inside while Lucky gave covering fire. So they're just like, I got you.
Yeah.
Like shooting the little tin roof thing. He's just going, they've got,
They're excited. They don't have a book in the
They're
house,
loving
but
it,
they got
yeah.
guns and they're ready to use them.
Fuck, this is crazy. Like this.
so Lucky he was firing at the overhang where that creature was sitting, and he was also firing at another creature perched in a nearby tree. So there's just another one.
Jerking off. Of the creature jerking off.
I feel like aliens should be smart enough not to land in Kentucky first. Like, go,
Yeah.
like somewhere not there.
Yeah.
These ones are just fucking with them.
Oh yeah.
Sounds like
These ones got leave.
Yeah.
And they're like got a bit drunk and they're like, let's just take it.
Yeah.
Commander won't even know. They're flying down the
Yeah, he's like up there. Watch this. Well, go, watch this. Yeah. They're shooting again.
And one of them's like, yo, guys, you really should get back. We're going to be in trouble. They're like, God, Keith, you're such a loser.
Yeah.
he's
A
got
supervisor-
glasses and everything.
The supervisor's
Nerd.
coming. UFO goes over.
Yeah, Keith, you fucking nerd.
From there, the creatures backed off and things calmed down a little. The next few hours of the night were spent hiding in the house, listening for any noises that would indicate that the alien beings were still outside.
Do they sleep with their guns? I bet they did.
Probably. This
They
is
always
Samantha.
He's like, you know how hard it is to not put anything in the shaft of that gun.
Lucky it's loaded.
I don't care.
They call me lucky for nothing.
That's what gets me going. It's the thrill.
The family heard repeated scratches on the roof.
Oh yes, I like this scary
And
shit.
by 11 p.m. were terrified enough that the whole family made a run for their cars and raced to the police station. So
Do
they were
they-
fucking out of there. They're
do
like,
they-
this is way too creepy.
Do they have a Bible?
Bruce
I'd
really
say so. And
cool.
that's what I thought contradicted, because it goes on to say that the family was deeply religious and
so-
alcohol was not allowed in the house.
Okay, because they're like saying to him, you're not, like they weren't all drunk thinking this up.
Yeah.
But I was going to say they got a Bible because this would have been something sent from hell or something. So
Cool.
they do have a book in the house. It's just not a very good one.
I like how Billy wasn't believed. The next minute they're all firing at the fucking every single.
take 'em
one.
long, did
Yeah,
it?
no. We believe you, Billy.
Not a single one of them said sorry to him.
Yeah, if I was
bet.
Billy, I'd
Yeah.
be there the whole time going, "Fuck yous."
Billy gets
Screw
Billy, yeah,
you.
Billy gets gets killed because he's too busy saying, "I told you so,"
Yeah.
instead of shooting.
Yeah.
That'd be me.
So they were like the whole family. There was two families that were terrified out of their minds. I think it was like 11 to 12 people in the house. They went straight to got in their cars, sped off straight to the cop shop. The local police chief noted that these rural folks weren't the sort of people, so they knew them. The police knew these guys, and they said they weren't the sort of people that would like run to the police.
And they're 11 to 12 people. It's not like you've got a couple of people
No.
having a silly night out.
That's what
going,
makes
I've
this
seen
different
something. There's a
from-
whole fucking
yeah.
families going.
This-
We just
yeah.
shot it. Come check the bullets.
'Cause most sightings, you like there's one person that like sees it, and then
Yeah.
they got to try and prove it. But here it's like a lot of
But
people.
even a handful of friends, you're like, oh, you're having fun, a bit high, whatever you're doing.
Yeah.
But this was like two families.
and kids and everything.
Kids.
Yeah.
And they don't have any books, so it's not like they were reading some whimsical story and got ideas in their head.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would be crazy.
They were the kind to grab their guns and defend themselves, the cops would say, which is what they kind of were doing.
Yeah.
The fact that the women and children were hysterical and that one of the men had a pulse of 140 beats per second pointed to the fact that they'd seen something strange. So they went in, they checked them all over and everything, and they were just out of their mind.
Fucking sorry.
They were like,
going.
Fucking sorry.
everyone was hysterical. They were shitting their pants. Like, even they hooked them up to like blood pressure machines, checked their heart rate was racing and everything like that.
So they
So
definitely
something's
they
happening.
definitely saw something, and then it's like a case of did they see something? Like, did they see an alien, or what else could it have
But
possibly been?
Yeah.
Something's happened, and they're all firing, and they haven't hit anything. Something's happened though.
Yeah, like
Like,
the blood pressure and everything says it.
So like when they were at the cop shop, the cops noticed like that no one was drunk, no one was intoxicated, no evidence. Like the police went out and checked like the house and everything. There was no evidence of alcohol or anything in
Was
the
there
house.
evidence of gunshots and everything?
Yes, there was. Yes, and the neighbours next door mistakenly thought they were letting off firecrackers, but it was actually the gunshots.
Yeah, so if you were going to fake this, I guess you wouldn't probably shoot off your gun a whole bunch.
and hit your
Unless
house.
you were like very smart about it.
yeah.
Yeah. And also, like, Mrs. Sutton, which was, like, the matriarch of the family, she was a very, very private person. like no nonsense private person.
Yeah, so she wouldn't want silliness getting out like that.
No.
Unless
And
it-
after this happened, like remember at Bray Road when
Yeah,
all that-
everyone's like, yo, you fucking crazy bitch. Like, you were a moron. And
everyone started rocking up at the place wanting to know everything, and these are like really private people. Like they hated it. They didn't give the public anything.
Oh
didn't,
my God.
like,
Well, I find this sort of half believable.
it's creepy, isn't it?
I like it.
The fact they had long arms.
For their big dicks.
Dick jerking.
And
Goblin motherfuckers.
after all this, they have put it down to what they think they saw. What the investigators think they saw.
Hairless sloths.
Hmm?
Hairless sloths.
What?
Did you say sloths?
Yes.
Sloths.
They've
Something-
got really long arms.
They do, but they don't move fast.
Oh,
They
true.
can't.
And they're
Bullets
not
would
green and they
penetrate
don't
them.
come down in
How's
rainbows.
sloths still alive? Like, how are they a thing?
Because they're so fucking cute. That panther gets up to that sloth and it goes, you're fucking so cute. I'm not eating you.
I'm not eating you.
But you'll see them, they'll be like, and then they miss the branch and they just fall.
They're actually
They
big,
do.
they got some pretty big claws on. They're actually quite vicious when they eventually hit you.
Have you met one?
My daughter used to love them.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It seems most likely the family saw a meteor streak across the sky and then came under attack from owls.
What? With long arms? That's not a, yeah.
Crazy, huh?
That's
No,
not-
you just saw there was just a meteor
That's
stream
not,
in the sky and
that's
then you
not
got
close
attacked by
enough.
owls.
That's like Beast of Bray Road could have been a bear standing up and you kind of like, if you said that to me, I'd be like,
Fucking
pass. And then you'd be like, owls just went nuts after a meteor. No,
Yeah.
that's not even, my hairless sloth was better. Like it was.
Yeah, I'd go with sloth before owl.
Yeah, well, apparently that's what they put it down to. Meteor, shower, and owls.
Can you imagine that happening to you? And they're like, listen, you got nothing to worry about. We looked into it. Turns out it was probably just a meteor shower. And that was an owl that came near you. And you're just looking at him like, he's tickled my head. Like, you
With
know,
a claw.
yeah, like, I
The owl
don't.
expert's like, sometimes they do get long arms and
Owls have been known to tickle.
And fly around in spaceships.
Jeez
So yeah, that's
Louise.
the Hopkinsville encounter.
that's pretty cool, that one,
And
actually.
they never talk to the media.
No, like those.
What a
that family
waste.
Went like they didn't even do it for like a crazy
Clout.
story or anything like that. Yeah,
Content.
That's when you know it's real.
yeah.
But what do they really see? 'Cause
Owls.
alien, like
Sloughs. Winged
sloth owls.
sloths, yeah. Wait, but the bullets just bounced off them too.
Yeah,
Did you
just
say 3 foot? An owl's not 3 feet, 3.5 feet.
yeah.
Long arms. Owls.
The great horned owl.
Or the fucking great good horn out.
That owl from Zelda.
Fucking hoot on
Oh
steroids.
my god, that owl from Zelda when you're just like, dude, I just want to get out into Hyrule
Oh,
Field.
yeah.
And he's like, me,
Yeah.
telling you all
And
that shit.
whoa, he's
Yeah.
doing his head shit.
I know I've played this game 7 times. Fuck off. Like, you're not helpful. You're just like, you're just ruining the vibe. Like, your vibe killer. That's what they should have named him.
Yeah.
That was super interesting.
Yeah, it's cool.
I'm very happy we're doing
This is good.
this. This is enjoyable. And I can't believe we've done it 2 weeks in a row.
Nailed it.
So I hope you enjoyed that. I had a good time. We always have a good time, don't
Yeah.
I do. That's why I'm here.
we? Yeah, right?
I'm pretty like, if I don't like things, I don't do it.
I feel so touched.
Your life's so simple.
I know.
That's the issue though.
So simple.
Like I'm like you with text messages. Like someone will send me a message and I'll quick flick it and I'll be doing something I really like and I'm like, I'll reply to that person.
yeah, yeah.
Whatever I'm doing. I
Yeah.
just don't. I'm so simple.
Make sure you comment down below any story you want us to cover. Because let's be honest, we probably need some help. Give us some hints
Yeah.
for these articles. And also go over and like our TikTok. And we'll do shorts and everything. So there's little snippets or whatever. I don't know how to do this. I'm not very good with housekeeping. Enjoy your day. See you later.
So, yeah.
Laters.